Best Book Bits presents Money Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom by Tony Robbins. Published back in 2014 and weighing in at 688 pages. Based on extensive research and interviews with some of the most legendary investors at work today, John Bogle, Warren Buffett, Paul Tudor, Jones, Ray Dalio, Carl Icahn, and many others. Tony Robbins has created a 7-step blueprint for securing financial freedom, with advice about taking control of your financial decisions, to setting up a savings and investing plan, to destroying myths about what it takes to save and invest, to setting up a lifetime income plan. The book brims with advice and practices for making the financial game not only winnable, but providing financial freedom for the rest of your life. The written summary can be found on our website, bestbookbits.com. So without further ado, I bring you the book summary of Money Master the Game. Part 1, Human Needs. If we get underneath what we're really after, it's not money at all. What we're really after is what you think money is going to give you. Ultimately, it's a set of feelings. And beneath those feelings are needs. Need 1, certainty, comfort. It's our need to feel in control and to know what's coming next so we can feel secure. It's the need for basic comfort, the need to avoid pain and stress, and also to create pleasure. Our need for certainty is a survival mechanism. It affects how much risk we're willing to take in life, in our jobs, in our investments, and in our relationships. The higher the need for certainty, the less risk you'll be willing to take or emotionally bear. By the way, this is where your real risk tolerance comes from. Need 2, uncertainty/variety. We need variety. We need surprise. You like the surprises you want. The ones you don't want, you call problems. But you still need them to put some muscle in your life. You can't grow muscle or character unless you have something to push back against. Need 3, significance. We all need to feel important, special, unique, or needed. So how do some of us get significance? You can get it by earning billions of dollars or collecting academic degrees, distinguishing yourself with a master's or a PhD. You can build a giant Twitter following. Or you can go to The Bachelor or become one of the next Real Housewives of Orange County. Some do it by putting tattoos and piercings all over themselves and in places we don't want to know about. You can get significance by having more or bigger problems than anyone else. You think your husband's a dirtbag, take mine for a day. Of course, you can also get it by being more spiritual or pretending to be. Unfortunately, one of the fastest ways to get significance that cost no money and requires no education is through violence. If someone puts a gun to your head, in that instant, he becomes the most significant thing in your life, right? Spending a lot of money can make you feel significant, and so can spending very little. We all know people who constantly brag about their bargains or who feel special because they heat their homes with cow manure and sunlight. Some very wealthy people gain significance by hiding their wealth. Significance is also a moneymaker. That's where my dear friend Steve Wine has made his fortune. The man who made Las Vegas what it is today knows people who will pay for anything they believe is the best, anything that makes them feel special, unique, or important, anything that makes them stand out from the crowd. He provides the most exclusive, luxurious experiences imaginable in casinos and hotels. They are truly magnificent and unmatched in the world. He's got a nightclub called XS. What else? That is the hottest spot in Las Vegas. Even on a weeknight, it has a line out the door. Once you're in, you have the privilege of purchasing an ordinary bottle of champagne for $700. Or if you want to step it up and show everyone you're a player, you can spend $10,000 for a special Ono cocktail of rare vintage cognac and fresh orange juice that comes with a white gold necklace. Hey, it comes to your table with a sparkler, just so everyone knows you're significant and out of your mind. Need 4, love and connection. Love is the oxygen of life. It's what we all want and need the most. When we love completely, we feel alive, but when we lose love, the pain is so great that most people settle on connection, the crumbs of love. You can get that sense of connection or love through intimacy or friendship or prayer or walking in nature. If nothing else works, you can get a dog. Need 5, growth. If you're not growing, you're what? you're dying. Need 6, contribution. The secret to living is giving. Sharing enhances everything you experience. Life is really about creating meaning. And meaning does not come from what you get, it comes from what you give. Ultimately, what you get will never make you happy long term. But who you become and what you contribute will. What's the secret to wealth? And he said, Tony, you know it, and you know it well. You teach it to everyone. It's gratitude. Part 2, how the economy works. All you need to do is watch this 30-minute video, How the Economic Machine Works by Ray Dalio. YouTube it now. Part 3, what a truly balanced portfolio looks like. Ray's views boils down to only 4 different possible environments or economic seasons that will ultimately affect whether investments, asset prices go up or down. Except, unlike nature, there is no predetermined order in which the seasons will arrive. They are, number 1, higher than expected inflation, rise in prices. Number 2, lower than expected inflation or deflation. Number 3, higher than expected economic growth. And 4, lower than expected economic growth. You should have 25% of your risk in each of these 4 categories. Today we can structure a portfolio that will do well in 2022, even though we can't possibly know what the world will look like in 2022. So let's call this portfolio herein the all seasons portfolio. 30% in stocks, for instance, the S&P 500 or other indexes for further diversification in this basket. 15% in intermediate term, 7 to 10 year treasuries. 40% in long-term bonds, 20 to 25 year treasuries. Why such a large percentage, I asked? Because this counters the volatility of the stocks. 7.5% in gold and 7.5% in commodities. You need to have a piece of that portfolio that will do well with accelerated inflation, so you would want a percentage in gold and commodities. These have high volatility, because these are environments where rapid inflation can hurt both stocks and bonds. Lastly, the portfolio must be rebalanced, meaning when one segment does well, you must sell a portion and reallocate back to the original allocation. This should be done at least annually, and if done properly, it can actually increase the tax efficiency. Part 4, Guide to Getting Your Investment Started. Step 1, make the most important financial decision of your life. Number 1, did you make the decision to become an investor, not just a consumer? Number 2, have you committed a specific percentage of savings that always goes towards your freedom fund? Number 3, have you automated it? If not, do it now. Number 4, if the amount you're committing now is small, you have committed to your employer to use a Save More Tomorrow program. Step 2, become the insider. Know the rules before you get in the game. Number 1, do you know the 9 myths? And are you now protected? Here's a mini test. What percentage of mutual funds beat the market or their benchmark over any 10 years? Do fees matter? And what's the average mutual fund fee? If you pay 1% versus 3% in fees, how much of a difference does it make to your final nest egg? Have you taken your broker for a test drive? Have you gone online and see what your current costs are now? How much risk do you have in your current investments, and how your current investment strategy has compared over the last 15 years with other simple, inexpensive options? Do you know the difference between advertised returns or what you actually earn? Do you know the difference between a broker and a fiduciary? Are target date funds your best option? How do you maximize your 401k, and should you elect to use a Roth 401k? Do you have to take huge risks to make big rewards? What are some of the tools that will allow you to get the upside of the market without the downside losses? Have you identified any of the limiting stories or emotions that have held you back or sabotaged you in the past? Or have you broken their pattern of control in your life? Number 2, do you have a fiduciary now representing and guiding you? Number 3, if you own a company or you're an employee with a 401k plan, have you taken 30 seconds to check how your fees compare with the rest of the market? And number 4, if you're a business owner, have you met your legal requirement to benchmark your 401k against other comparable plans? Step 3, make the game winnable. Number 1, have you made the game winnable? Have you found out what your real numbers are? Have you figured out what is really going to take for you to achieve financial security, vitality, and independence? Have you calculated it? If not, go back and do that right now. Or if you want to revisit them, go back and do the numbers now, or go to your app where you can keep the numbers in your pocket and it will be calculated in a few minutes. You can do it in just a few minutes. Remember, clarity is power. Clarity is power. Number 2, once you've got your numbers, did you use your wealth calculator and come up with a plan that shows you how many years it will take in a consecutive, moderate, or an aggressive plan to achieve financial security or independence? If not, give yourself the gift. Go to the app and do this now. Have you looked over and made any decisions about the 5 elements of how you can speed up your plan and achieve financial security or independence even faster? Save more. Have you looked at the places you could save? Your mortgage, daily purchases. Have you implemented a Save More Tomorrow plan so that you don't have to give up anything today, but when you get additional income in the future, you'll save more? Have you found something that you could cut down easily in order to increase your savings? Is it the $40 pizza? Is it that water bottle? Is it the Starbucks? And you've calculated how much more money you'll have in your Freedom Fund and how much faster you can achieve your goals by doing this. Remember, $40 a week can equal $500,000 over an investment lifetime. $40 a week can equal $500,000 over an investment lifetime. You don't have to do any of these if you're already on target, but these are the options if you're not yet on target to achieve your financial goals. Earn more. Have you found ways to increase the value you can add to others? Do you need to retool yourself and switch to a different industry? What are the ways you can add more value and grow more so you can give more? Save in fees and taxes. Have you come up with a way to apply what we've taught you to reduce your fees and or reduce your taxes? Get better returns. Have you found a way to invest with greater returns without undue risk? Have you reviewed any of the portfolios that are here that might enhance your earnings and protect you from those gut-wrenching downturns in the market? Change your life and improve your lifestyle. Have you considered a new location with an even better lifestyle? Have you considered putting yourself in a place where you reduce or eliminate state taxes and then put all that money toward building wealth and your family financial security and freedom? Step 4, make the most important investment decision of your life. Number 1, have you decided on asset allocation so that you can never put yourself in a position to lose too much? Not all your eggs in the one basket, right? And number 2, have you decided what percentage belongs in your security bucket and what specific type of investments you'll use to save? Diversifying with different types of investments within the security bucket. Have you decided what percentage of your savings or investment capital will go into the security bucket? Number 3, have you decided what percentage belongs in your risk growth bucket and what specific type of investments you'll use to maximize returns yet still limit your downside as best as possible? Are you diversified with your risk growth bucket? Number 4, have you evaluated your actual risk tolerance effectively? Number 5, have you considered your stage of life and whether you should be more or less aggressive based on the length of time you have to save and invest? If you're young, you can lose a bit more because you have more time to recover. If you're close to retirement, you have less time to recover and perhaps you need more in your security bucket. Number 6, have you evaluated the amount and size of your cash flow and whether that will play a role in your level of conservativeness or aggressiveness in your asset allocation? And number 7, have you resolved the ratio of security versus risk growth as a percentage of your overall investment? 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 30-70, 40-60, 80-20. Have you come up with a list of short-term and long-term goals for your dream bucket that excite you? Do you have to wait until someday in the future, or do you have some things that you're going to make happen right away? And number 9, have you established a way to fund your dream bucket with either a small amount of savings or a portion of the profits of the windfalls from successes in your risk growth bucket? And number 10, rebalancing and dollar cost averaging. Are you constantly committing the same amount of money to investments regardless of whether the market is moving up or down? Remember, timing the market never works. Are you continually rebalancing your portfolio, or do you have a fiduciary doing this for you? Either way, this is critical to optimizing returns and minimizing volatility. Step 5, create a lifetime income plan. Number 1, the power of all seasons. Have you taken the time to read, understand, and take action on the powerful insights that Ray Dalio gave us with his all seasons approach? He has brought successful investment returns 85% of the time and lost money only 4 times in 30 years, but never more than 3.93% to date. Have you gone to Stronghold and taken 5 minutes to see what kind of returns you're getting on your current investments compared with all seasons and other portfolios, or to see what it would take to set up an all seasons portfolio in minutes? Number 2, income insurance. Have you done the most important thing of all? Have you made sure that you will not run out of income as long as you live? Have you established a guaranteed lifetime income plan? Do you know the difference between an intermediate annuity and a deferred annuity? And have you selected what might be right for you depending on your stage in life? Have you reviewed and initiated a hybrid annuity or tapped into an upside without the downside strategy that's now available to anyone, regardless of age, and without any lump sum payment whatsoever? Have you gone online and found out how much future income you might have for as little as $300 a month or more? And number 3, secrets of the ultra wealthy. Have you investigated how to drastically cut the amount of time it will take for you to achieve financial freedom by 30% to 50% through the use of tax-efficient life insurance strategies? Have you invested the $250 to set up a living trust so that your family is protected and your assets will go to them without going through a year of probate? Have you protected your wealth not only for your current generation, but for also your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? Step 6, invest like the 0.001%. Number 1, have you taken the time to absorb some of the short interviews with 12 of the smartest financial people on earth, the greatest investors in history? Number 2, who is the master of the universe in the financial world? What kind of returns has he gotten compared with anyone else, including Warren Buffett, and how could you invest with him if you wanted to? Number 3, what did you learn about asset allocation from Yale's David Swinson or JP Morgan's Mary Callum Erodes? And number 4, what did you learn from the indexing master Jake Bogle or from Dr. Doom Mark Faber? Number 5, did you capture the simple strategy that Warren Buffett now recommends for everyone, including his wife and her legacy trust? And number 6, did you absorb the importance of how to get a systematic returns? Number 7, did you absorb the $100,000 MBA that Paul Tudor Jones gave you by never making an investment of less than 5 to 1 and always tapping in to the power of the trend? And number 8, did you check out Ray Dalio's How the Economic Machine Works in the 30-minute video? Number 9, did you soak in the concepts of Kyle Bass' solution on investing where you cannot lose money? Remember the power of nickels, where investments are guaranteed forever by the US government, and you'll have the potential upside of anywhere from 20 to 30%. Did you take in the core lessons from Charles Schwab and Sir John Templeton's gift that continues to give on being able to know that the worst environment is your greatest opportunity? To be the most optimistic when the world is ending, like it did in World War II, like it did in inflation in South America, like it did in the Depression, like it did in Japan after World War II. Did you absorb his true core strategic philosophy that made him the first international investment billionaire in history? And number 11, what actions can you take today to start investing like the 0.001%? And last, step 7, just do it, enjoy it, and share it. Number 1, your hidden asset. Have you connected to the truth that the future is a magnificent place? It will be filled with exciting challenges. Opportunities and problems are always there, but are you clear that there is a wave of technology that is going to continue to innovate and empower us as individuals and enhance the quality of life for human beings all over the earth? And number 2, have you given yourself the ultimate gift? The commitment to be wealthy now, not someday in the future, by appreciating and developing the daily habit of priming your appreciation of what you already have and building on that success. And number 3, would you trade expectation for appreciation? And have you committed to a life of progress? Progress equals happiness. Life is about growing and giving. And number 4, have you figured out what you're here to serve and what the higher purpose is for your life? Have you begun to think about your legacy? And number 5, have you decided to convert your pocket change into massive change in the world? And last, number 6, are you embodying the truth that makes you wealthy in this moment? The secret to living is giving. And that's a wrap on Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. Subscribe to our channel and take a look at the hundreds of book summaries uploaded previously. To find hundreds of written summaries, check out our website, bestbookbits.com. And for hundreds of audio podcast summaries, find us on mixcloud.com/bestbookbits. Like and share if you got something from this summary, and comment on what one thing stood out for you. Thanks for watching, and have yourself an amazing day.